The Collinsville First Baptist Church Keepers of the Kingdom Vacation Bible School begins Monday, June 26th at 8:30 a.m. We would love for your children to join us. Get more info and pre-register at our website. Hey, are you going over there tonight? Have you ever had somebody say, well, if the good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise? You know, that's one of those good Southern country sayings, but it actually expresses a profound biblical truth. We can make plans all day long and they will only come to pass if the Lord is willing. The Holy Spirit says it this way in James chapter 4. Come now, you who say today or tomorrow we'll go into such and such a town and spend a year there and trade and make a profit. Yet you do not know what tomorrow will bring. What's your life? For you are a mist that appears for a little time and then vanishes. Instead, you ought to say, if the Lord wills, we'll live and do this or that. Beloved, I know this is hard for us to swallow, but we're not ultimately in control. We are subject to the plans and purposes of our sovereign God. He in His providence is overseeing the outworking of history, and He's working all things after the counsel of His will. But I want to be in control, we say. Do you really? Really? I mean, you and I are like the blind leading the blind. Our perspective and knowledge and wisdom and power so finite, so minuscule. Our life is so short, like a vapor. We're here today and gone tomorrow. We can't really control anything. But God, who sits in the heavens and is holy, 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 and almighty, and all loving, and all wise, He's in control, and delightfully so. So as we make our plans, we always have to keep at the forefront of our minds, if the Lord wills. And we don't say that with our hands thrown up in frustration, but rather our hearts filled with trust that the Lord knows what's best and will do what's right. May you rest in His holy, sovereign will. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. And one thing that we learn is you've got to turn the mic on or no one can hear you, can they? My apologies for what happened a while ago as we were discussing the severity of weather that is coming. We're at a level 4. I'll do that in case I'm not doing something right again. But as we pulled up, here's radar. This is what we're expecting. Heavy, heavy winds coming across from Monroe, Louisiana through the Meridian, Mississippi area. All of East Central Mississippi is included this. Philadelphia. Now, we're going to have strong, strong winds with this, y'all. This could develop EF2 tornadoes in here. By the time, as we often see that as it comes through here, it builds and builds, and by the time it reaches Alabama, it could be worse. And we're expecting a hatched area over here near Montgomery. Now, again, the East Central Mississippi area could receive tornadic activity this afternoon. So we want everybody to be heads up. We moved up. It was a level 3 to begin with. We're at a 4 now. This is only one more step of being worse. This is like a spring day coming. We're going to have 2 rounds, one this morning, not as bad, but late evening to nighttime is when this more horrific weather. It's okay if I use the word horrific? Horrific. We'll use it today. Be weather alert. If we go live, pay attention. Don't just, that's just some rain passing through. This could be very serious stuff. As a lot of times with this, what will happen, it will be issued as a severe thunderstorm warning. As that storm develops, it can quickly turn into something stronger. So don't disregard alerts today. This is not the day to do that. And again, afternoon time, pay attention. We'll have some thunderstorms and stuff this morning, but tonight, late evening hours is what we want to pay very, very close attention to as we get into that. We'll get into a complete look at the forecast here in just a moment. We do have a thunderstorm watch already out for the area. That's coming, that's coming, that's coming. As we look at a few headlines across America this morning, this is a Mississippi boy who had committed to go to the University of Arkansas, college football, a Mississippi boy. He was an 18-year-old Deion Stutz, high school favorite, great player, was tragically killed in a ATV accident at his parents' home. We pass along condolences to everyone with this. This is bad. Off to a great career and a life taken so young, especially from our area. We certainly hate that. Now, as we talked about this, we may even touch a little bit on this morning. Remember the first grade teacher that was shot by the 6-year-old? We talked about that yesterday. What we do know at the end of this is there's a lawsuit. She says she was fired. The school system says she quit. Who's telling the truth? It'll all come out in the wash when it reaches court. I think as we all read what went on, no one was really protected. We'll see what becomes of it in court. Now, you're innocent, even the school system, until it's proven differently in a court of law. We'll watch this as this moves forward. Could be very serious there. Let's see, as we look at this, it happens. It happens. Somebody accidentally shoots themselves. But I guess there's a lot of Americans who do sleep with a firearm pretty close to them. Careful if you're one of those dreamers. And when I say dreamers, people that, you know how you jump up and you react like you're falling? Just don't sleep with the firearm in your hand. You can shoot yourself. A guy was dreaming about being broken into, and he shot himself. Happened in Illinois. You can't make this stuff up. I'll leave it at that. It wasn't, oh well. And Odie, you need to pay attention to this. As me and Odie were talking yesterday, one of the big activities he and his family are getting into is kayaking. As we go to Washington State to the national park there, we've had someone lose their life kayaking. Flipped over, took water, they lost their life. I'd never be good at that, but caution if you do that. Always good to go in groups where you've got somebody to help you instead of going by yourself. Also, I can't swim, or I'm no good at it, however you want to word it, so I stay away from all the above. Leave that to you professionals out there. Is there such thing as a cold anymore? Well, probably not if you listen to the CDC, and they're still saying stay home 5 days, don't go near anybody. As we all know, that wrecked America, didn't it? Hurt the economy, done everything. Truly, there is such thing as a cold out there. We've really gotten into a situation where everything's blown out of proportion. Wash your hands. Pay attention. Things of that nature. That really does help you. And as we all know, the mask make no difference. Some will still tell you that, well, that saves you. But even in the beginning, when all that began, they said no and then changed their mind, and it doesn't do a lot for you. But remember, there's a such thing as just a cold. Be cautious of what you do. This is so sad as we look to New York, to the Jersey Shore, a firefighter from New York. His little girl got, and you've done a class on this, ribtied. He jumped in to save her. He saved his daughter, but he gave his life for her. How sad that is. We wish there was ways to change the outcome of things, but a little girl made it, Dad didn't. That's some of the headlines that are shaping America. Weather is next, as we'll get deep into this morning to let you know to fully what is expected right around the corner.
No matter how many times you try, and no matter where you call, Representative 81 Steve Horn won't answer the phone. We're not getting any representation in Jackson. District 81, we can do better. Vote Ben Shirley, August the 8th. Paid for by Ben Shirley.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built-in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group.
Hello, my name's Kenneth Graham, and I'm running for coroner of Lauderdale County. For over 50 years, Lauderdale County's been represented by professional and competent coroners. I would like to continue that tradition. Over the next several months, I want to educate the public on what the coroner does and dispel any myths about the coroner job. I can show you that I will be the most professional coroner there is. So please vote for me August the 8th.
Paid for by the Committee for the Election of Kenneth Graham.
And welcome back. As you can tell, we got a camera difficulty there that we're still working on. I've got folks that's going to fix it today. Thought it was handled, but it was not, but it'll be fixed today. We've got all that going. Connie, good morning. Glad to have you along for the ride with us this morning. As we get deep into weather, as we well know, let's pull up radar and take a look at what we do know this morning. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch that has already been issued. All of this pink area is watch. Now, underneath this pink is this right here that you see as an aerial flood watch. The Meridian area back to Jackson also in this, as you see, goes to Enterprise, Alabama, on into Georgia. All of this as we get in there to our severe thunderstorm watch. That will be until 11 a.m. Do I expect something to be issued after that? I sure do, when they're issuing a level 4 for the afternoon. This could be serious stuff. If you're just tuning in, let's turn this on and show you the severe weather for today. This is it, level 4 there, all through this area. Tornadic activity could happen today. It is in the forecast, so please don't push this off as just another day of rain showers. Now, we've got some chances tomorrow and also on Friday of level 1s that are moving into the area. Level 4 is where we are. Serious. It needs to be paid close attention to. Don't disregard this. And I know I repeat myself a lot of times on things like this, but important.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
The record highs and record lows from today. Back in 06, we had 100 degrees today. Back in 88, a low of 50. Not so bad there. As we jump ahead to today, there's the forecast for Meridian. 89 here. Cooler as you make your way up through House. As you get into Tucker and Philadelphia, about 86 as you go further north through Noxapater. You'll hit 85 through that area from Louisville up to Columbus over to Stark Vegas. Out to our west, warmer in Vicksburg. 90 today, and south even warmer, 94 in the Hattiesburg area. As we come across and look at Bama, we'll see 83 cooler weather there at Tuscaloosa, 81 in Clanton. Look at this over near Auburn, Alex City, 80, 81. Nice weather for there. As we look at the forecast, this is what the National Weather Service tells us. As you'll see, we could get up to 80-mile-an-hour horrendous. Let's back up on that. 80-mile-an-hour horrendous is what I used earlier. Damaging winds. Tennis ball size hail. Pay attention to that. That'll knock you out. That'll hurt you. Tornadoes possible. This area here, northward in Winston County, you're at a level 3. Large hail. Tennis ball size hail as well with that. As we move down here, we don't have any slight risk except northern Mississippi. That's a level 2. Now, mid-morning, we have a threat, and get this is it, the greatest threat written in red. This is going to be late afternoon through tonight. Late afternoon, which means dark 30. All of this will be redefined as the day moves along, and we'll be here no matter what to let you know. This is what's happening tomorrow. The Meridian area over to Newton, back into Scott, Smith counties, Jasper, and Clark County, and southward will be under a level 1. It means we're going to get some thunderstorms, possibility a little bit of hail. As we move to Friday, look at this, still there for us here. Marginal risk in the Meridian area, and as you get into the Mississippi Delta, that bumps up to a level 2 to end the week. Whew. Now, as we look here to, let's go on into Alabama. This is today. The Demopolis, Selma, Montgomery area is at level 3. Tuscaloosa falls under a 3. The Demopolis is a 4. And the Birmingham area northward is a level 2 today. And again, that's that 80-mile-an-hour winds down in here that's damaging. As we look to Friday, the same as Mississippi. That green Thursday, a level 1. As we go to Friday, that Demopolis area back toward Meridian, Tuscaloosa, will be a level 2. Again, that's Friday, a couple of days out. It can tweak and change a little bit. Flash flooding, look at this. We're under a level 2 through tonight. So we're going to get a lot of water, which means our highways and byways are going to be dangerous, doesn't it? It does. Be careful with what we've got going on today. As we look here, we see that the heat stress still hovering for our area at around 105 as we move into the weekend, late week into the weekend. Boy. Brookhaven is at that level 2 there. As we glance across here, still warm. East Mississippi, a little cooler than the western side of the state, but look at this heavy front that's coming in from Texas. As we look at our 7-day forecast today, 89, 85 for Thursday. Still 60% chance of rain, 50% on Friday and the weekend. It could be wet as we see temperatures start to climb. 92, 94 by Sunday, and managing at around 93 on Monday. Friends at Wilson Saw want you to know all that. And as we move forward with this, we're hovering somewhere anywhere from 90 to 92 degrees through the 28th of June. Hard to believe we're already saying the end of June, isn't it? What's the fishing today during this, Hurricane, all clear there in the Gulf. Nothing to worry about. And the fishing calendar tells us that the south-southwest wind will be 5 to 10, but what to be worried about is that gust. 20-mile-an-hour gust on the normal side. Your best times to fish today will fall at about 9:30 until lunchtime if you're going fishing. You might beat those storms there before they move in late afternoon. We've got so much coming up. Shootings, and more shootings. Deputies in trouble in the Lauderdale County area. We've got all of these stories that are coming up. And an accident that happened this morning, I-20 eastbound at the mile marker 130, that is cleaned up, but I understand that we've had another small fender bender in the area. It's not blocking traffic like the other one. Pray for that first wreck. We had somebody that was trapped, had to be cut out of the car. They've been taken to an area hospital, and we do hope that they recover really good. You don't know on these things. Be careful. So there where all of that construction is as you're coming into Meridian, right at the split. All that concrete blocks, it's a mess. We need to get that taken care of, I think. Without a doubt. All right, we're coming back in roughly about 5 minutes from now. We'll go live to bring you all the area's latest headline. It's all on the way here from the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: